Hello there again, and welcome to another of our Spink Medal Department podcasts. It's been a very busy summer for David and I. We've taken in the sights of America, Australia, and of course Stratford-upon-Avon for the OMRS show. And what's the result? Well, it's the December sale of the 4th and 5th, and it's going to be a big sale, 2 days for the first time in about 20 years for the department, covering 724 lots. And as always, I'm here surrounded by a few interesting things which I'd like to talk to you about. And day one kicks off with our foreign awards, and one of the highlights must be lot number 94, which is this superb Russian Order of St. Catherine Grand Cross sash badge, fully set with diamonds, about 10 carats of diamonds in total, and incredibly rare, as you'll all know, but especially rare with the original sash embroidered with bullion. As I'm sure we know about the order, it's excessively rare and only awarded to 12 members of ladies of the court outside the members of the royal family and the princesses. And it's a real fine example of the order. And it carries a pre-sale estimate of £15,000 to £20,000, which is slightly conservative, and we'll see how it goes on the day. The remainder of the day also includes a good number of diamond set examples of insignia from around the world, and the second part of the day is given up to the Stefan Rath collection of miniature awards, what must be the finest collection of continental and world miniature orders and decorations, and it starts and kicks off with the brilliant miniatures section, a run of miniatures which are set with diamonds and precious stones, and so well worth looking at. And it's much broader than just for the miniatures themselves. It's well worth looking at if you're a collector of medals. It's so interesting and so unusual. Once we've finished day one, we come back on the Tuesday, and we kick off with the single campaign medals, and our lead off is quite superb. It's a Naval General Service Medal, lot 423, a unique award with 4 clasps awarded to Lieutenant Alexander Parr. His medal has the unique combination of the class Nile, Egypt, Trafalgar and San Domingo. Alexander was a quite remarkable officer. He first saw action at the Nile at age just 11, when his ship, the Swiftsure, destroyed the French flagship. He was then selected from the best men from the Swiftsure to accompany Lord Keith for the action at Egypt. He was commended for this, and he then went into action on that famous day at the Battle of Trafalgar aboard the Agamemnon, which was, as we all know, one of Nelson's favoured ships. He was commended at Trafalgar, and then he won his promotion at the Battle of San Domingo, and a super rare award. And this one has been off the market for around 25 years. It was last offered at Christie's when sold by Richard Bishop. So it's coming back to Spink. Lot 423 carries a pre-sale estimate of £14,000 to £18,000, and we shall see where it goes on the day. So do read the catalogue description. It's a most interesting award. Considering what Naval General Services have been making recently, especially those to officers with multiple and unique class combinations, we really do have high hopes for Lieutenant Parr's award. I shall next move on to the first of our gallantry section, which I'm going to show you. I've got 4 groups which I'm going to talk about, and the first is lot 682, and that's the GCB and Peninsular Gold Cross, which was awarded to General Sir Matthew Aylmer, 5th Baron Aylmer. The Baron served with the 49th Foot and the Coldstream Guards with great success, and then went on to claim high regard, especially from Wellington, for his service, and he earned as you see, the Gold Cross with 1 bar, the extra bar for Bazarko. And this one carries a pre-sale estimate of £20,000 to £30,000. Again, a terrific write-up, and do take a look. It's lot 682. And we've done the Navy, we've done the Army. I shall now talk a little bit about the Air Force. As always, we've been blessed with a fine array of Second World War especially, but also some First World War flying gallantry. And I must start with lot 717, which is sold by order of the family, and it is a most poignant DSO, DFC and bar to Spitfire Ace Squadron Leader Paddy Turkington. Paddy hails from the Emerald Isle and is one of just a handful of Irish aces from the Second World War. And what we have here is a very moving set of awards. I'll first point you out to his Lurgan College rugby cap, which was won for the years 1937 to 38. He was a very talented rugby player. He went on to serve during the Second World War in Spitfires and has 11 confirmed kills. He begun his service on the Dieppe Raid, which he was highly commended. He then went on to the Fighting Cocks with 43 Squadron, and a number of his kills were when he was commanding 601 Squadron. And Paddy won his 3 gallantry awards, most bravely, and at the war's end, he was retained in Italy when he'd returned to 241 Squadron, which he'd originally served in. And he was retained for a few weeks after war's end. And he'd sent his mother a telegram saying, tomorrow you'll receive a telegram saying I'm home, when I'm coming home next week. And unfortunately, Paddy took his Spitfire up for just one more flight. And on that flight, the Spitfire crashed and he was tragically killed. One thing which I would love to point out is the most moving telegram, which was that received by his mother. She had expected to open the telegram to be told when he was coming home. Instead, it's the Under Secretary of State giving his commiserations. As I quote, acting Squadron Leader Turkington, DSO DFC, is reported to have lost his life as a result of an aircraft accident on 29th of July. Stop. The Air Council express their profound sympathy. His brother is being informed. Stop. Letter follows shortly. And so what we have here is the awards of Paddy Turkington, which were compiled lovingly by his mother into this custom case. And in the recess, we have all of the correspondence, including the official certificate of issue for his awards and his memorial scroll. And it's the most complete set. He's commemorated in Ireland on his local church with a stained glass window, and his story must be remembered. He was a truly gallant man, and he lost his life in the service of this nation. Lot 717 carries a pre-sale estimate of £18,000 to £22,000. So do read the catalogue entry. It's a very moving story. And we go from one triple gallantry winner onto another. Again, sold by order of the family. And this time, the following lot 718. This is the extremely rare Bomber Command DSO, DFC, DFM to Wing Commander Brisbane. Wing Commander Brisbane completed 2 tours of duty. First as a bomb aimer, in which he won his DFM, and then later he went on to win his DFC and his DSO with over 60 sorties and 300 hours of flying. His DFC itself was for leading a daring daylight attack on the Scharnhorst in July 1941. And as always, with the groups that we regularly get from family, it's accompanied by a whole slew of original information and uniform. So here, which I thought I must display, we have his flying balaclava, his scarf with his name tag upon it, and his stunning RAF uniform with his ribbon bar for all of the awards. Interestingly, it's also got the Bomber Command clasp on his 3945 star. So again, a terrific combination of awards. I believe one of just 13 men who served in the Royal Air Force to receive this combination during the Second World War. Brisbane, on a number of flights, received his aeroplanes received terrific amounts of flak damage, and so what a man. Read the catalogue description, and this one carries a pre-sale estimate of £8,000 to £10,000. Before I go on to the final lot of the sale, I would like to just talk about RAF flying, with it being the centenary of the Royal Air Force on the 1st of April 1918. We've also got the centenary next April, and you'll see the advert in the catalogue. We are accepting consignments. We are going to be having a celebration for the centenary. So if you've got some interesting groups which you are considering consigning, please do make contact. It's going to be a terrific sale, and we'd love you to be with us to celebrate the centenary of the Royal Air Force. And the final lot of the sale is lot 724. It's our front cover lot. It's the highly important Battle of Passchendaele 1917 Victoria Cross Group of 10 to Corporal Colin Barron, 3rd Canadian Infantry. And as you will all know, the lot is being sold in Canadian dollars, and it currently resides in Canada. What I have here is the Antiques Trade Gazette for this week, which marks and announces it for the UK. It will carry a pre-sale estimate of 250 to 300,000 Canadian dollars. And again, it is a simply stunning Victoria Cross. Colin Barron was, as his mother said, a bit of a character, and his Victoria Cross was won in amongst the mud of Passchendaele for clearing Vine Cottage. And I'll read you just a little bit from the citation for his Victoria Cross for you. His temper was ignited in spectacular fashion by the terrible casualties suffered by his comrades as they were clearing the formidable Vine Cottage on the 6th of November 1917. Having taken out 3 enemy machine gun posts with a Lewis gun, he proceeded to set about the survivors in no uncertain terms. An eyewitness had later stated that there was a melee in the confined space. Barron used the bayonet and the club butt of an old rifle he'd picked up to terrible effect. Then, for good measure, he turned one of the captured machine guns on the retreating Germans. And you'll see in the catalogue there is a full description of the Canadians at Passchendaele, and also photographs of Barron. It's a stunning group, and he went on to have a long career. Obviously, you'll all in Canada know about the film Passchendaele, which was released a couple of years ago and features the tale of a brave young man winning the Victoria Cross. And so one may only imagine this could well have been formed on the story of Corporal Colin Barron. So there's a little run through of our sale. There are 724 lots. We've got our back cover lot here, and we finish with the Victoria Cross. So do please send your bids in all the usual ways. That's over the internet, via Spink Live, by post, by email, or even better, please come along to 69 Southampton Row on Monday the 4th and Tuesday the 5th of December 2017. Thank you very much. Goodbye.